Production planning and forecasting in food manufacturing is no joke anytime, but add in a crush of seasonal demand and there's nothing jolly about it. Luckily, there are solutions and ongoing advancements in technology that have enhanced the ways in which manufacturers can leverage real-time data to help plan, schedule, execute, and deliver goods, especially during the upcoming holiday season. Joining us today is Eddy Azad, CEO of Parsec Automation, a company on a self-proclaimed mission of making the management of manufacturing operations as simple as possible by providing greater visibility, knowledge, and control. All right, Eddy, when it comes to planning and forecasting, specifically during the holiday season, what are the biggest considerations for food manufacturers and how should they address those?
All right, thanks, Anna. I think planning, forecasting, scheduling is important all the time because you're dealing with food stuff, which is seasonal, it's perishable, has a shelf life. So no matter what time of year, you have to be aware of those factors. In the holidays, I guess, during the holidays, we eat more, so there is more demand. So that is true as well. And holidays tend to be towards the end of the year, so weather could play a factor in the supply chain and logistics as well. So really the key factor here is to understanding your demand. So that's the forecasting part, and understanding your supply, what are the constraints that you may end up having to face with. And then the actual scheduling part of that is really making sure that your production systems are in working order and you're ready to put the output that is needed for delivery to your customers.
Let's talk a little bit about real-time data. How has this become even more important for companies to have access to this, especially as these competitive pressures seem to be mounting? What would you recommend food companies do to really get a handle on that?
Right. So, there is so much more than the competition to this. We just talked about the importance of proper planning. How do you properly plan if you don't have visibility, if you don't have data? And that data is not limited to what you are doing. It also has to do with your supply chain partners, right? So it has to do with your equipment, with your personnel. It has to do with the different departments in the value stream of your production. It's not just one department. You have products coming in through receiving. They may have to go through quality checks. Then they go into the warehouse. They have to be staged. They have to be used by the different process steps as you go from stage to finally get to the end product. So imagine if one hand doesn't know what the other hand is doing. That is typical. So there are many disparate systems, different legacy systems, different age, the infrastructure. So in the old days, there was an approach to pick best of breed point solutions. Now, the problem with that was data wasn't shared among systems. So while you may be doing well over here or not so well, the other departments in the supply chain or the value stream of your production didn't know what was going on. So data really, really needs to be shared and needs to be contextualized to make it actionable for the people who need it to make decisions. And sometimes those decisions will indicate whether you're going to get the production done or not. And if you don't have it, you may not be able to recover. So it's not just competition. It has to do with orchestration of your process. And also, on top of that, you have regulatory requirements that you need to be able to show traceability. You got to make sure that the food safety is not jeopardized. So all of that requires data. And the old days of writing it on a piece of paper won't get it done.